Hello. In this video, I introduce you to the new version of the Netsrac Correlation Trader Expert. I am very proud to have finally made good progress here and am very happy to share it with my loyal customers and those who want to become one. Let's take a look at the interface first. There is an important change here. The control bar has been moved to the top. No matter how many pairs are displayed, it will not disappear from view. Many of you have rightly criticized this. The buttons are all still in the bar where they used to be, but these buttons are not disappearing either. They are always at the top. Let's take a quick look at what these buttons do. Recalc recalculates the pairs based on their correlation. Important: if you use the default setting, Clear must be clicked first, otherwise the saved configuration will be used again and again. This is deleted with Clear. Save saves the current configuration once manually. The default setting is to save anyway, but you can do this yourself. For example, if you need to restart the EA or MetaTrader, we briefly discussed Clear. This deletes the saved configuration. The buttons with the currencies are just for the visuals and the overview. Click on one or more, and you will see all pairs in which the currency occurs. This can be very useful for assessing the overall risk. The text active time, sometimes it also says inactive time, indicates whether the EA is currently in a time window of inactivity. You can control this with the time settings in the options. The display here shows the total profit or total loss of all open positions. The value in brackets is the percentage of the total account balance. The Close All button does exactly what you would expect. It closes all open positions. It does this without prompting. This is important to know. Now, let's move on to the controls and displays in the main window. In the Asset 1 column, we see the first participant in a correlation pair. The small box in front of the name of the asset shows whether there are current sell orders in red or buy orders in green. Then comes the name. That's easy. You will then see the calculated lot size. Note, you can control this manually by entering a value. To do this, simply double-click in the field and enter a new value. This will then be used. The order buttons in the Trade column are executed differently depending on whether you are trading the correlation pair manually or have activated the Auto Trader. In manual mode, you buy the asset with the B button. With the S button, you sell, and with the X button, you close all orders of this asset. In Auto Trade mode, you only have two buttons. A larger one that only becomes active when there is a signal. You can then buy or sell manually in an auto trade. The X closes an asset auto trade manually. The small box in the signal column is always filled with a color if you have activated fuzzy logic and the signal value has been exceeded. If the signal falls below the signal value again, the trade is opened. Of course, this only applies to auto trade. The signal field should speak for itself. No matter which strategy you use, the signal should always be read like a stochastic. Let's move on to the auto trade buttons and the basket operations. With the button above, we activate or deactivate the auto trade mode for all pairs. The buttons below do this separately for each correlation pair. The buttons behind them are only relevant if you are in auto trade. This opens the trades of the setup. However, a setup must exist or have existed. In the second case, another correlation trade is opened. The Close button closes the entire trade. Here you can see a display showing the number of post-buy trades. I will revise this function. I cannot recommend automatic rebuying at the moment. Then the magic of the respective correlation pair is displayed. When using multiple instances, please make sure that each pair has its own magic. You can set the first magic in the options. Use the Charts buttons to open two new chart windows for the assets. That's it for the interface. Thank you for listening so far.